Okay, here we go. Boom. All right. How's everybody doing?
We're good. How are you?
Good.
I ain't doing worth a damn, obviously. So there you go. You know, you just upgraded.
Right.
You upgraded to get the big package. Okay.
Close it
So
down.
that you can do this stuff. And then, you know, it's no better than with us paying the cheaper price. So you know what? Who do you think's going to phone call tomorrow? Just so you know. So everybody's doing well?
Absolutely.
Yep, doing good.
All right, I'll get calmed down here in a minute because I do have the good news because we do have the we got the ones that we've been wanting. That's Facebook, and we got that on there, and we got all that other stuff going. So that's good. Okay, so at least there's some good news. All right, so so you want to jump into this thing since we're already a couple minutes late?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, okay. So since absolutely put it up there, how about you make the introduction?
Well, tonight we are having none other than the newest Indiana queen herself, Miss Natalie Tackett.
Natalie Tackett. Look, and the banner works. Jesus,
Nice.
that's something right tonight. Hey, Nat, how are you doing?
There we go. I'm good.
Don't
Thanks
do me
for-
this way. No,
Thanks
because
for joining us.
I thought something else had screwed up, and I'm like, Jesus. Now I
No,
can't
it's
get
me.
Natalie to-
I was going between
Oh,
between mute and not mute because I've got a dog and an infant.
Oh. So how
Not
you
like
been?
those take up any of your time whatsoever.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And just because your husband's been gone for like 4.5 months and he finally gets 3 weeks off and we take you like one of the first nights he gets back. So a special thank you to Mr. EJ Tackett for allowing you to come on. So
He's not even here actually. He left today
oh,
for Phoenix. He came. He
Oh,
was on
that's
for
right.
1 day.
that's right.
On
Sorry.
for 1 day.
Sorry. Well, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So,
Our men love to run. They're like gypsies. They're all over the place.
So, of course, you could see the debacle when you're backstage of what the problems that I was aggravated with this thing. So we're just kind of open here, okay? So just feel free to go to the truck if you want to, because I'm going to the truck probably more than once, I'm sure. So with all this, Lee can't be with us because he is doing Army stuff. I think that's a get by. So I'm going to get him. So Jason's on mute because he won't answer my phone call, so he's not going to get to speak.
Okay. Hey, sometimes people have jobs that have to take care of before we.
It doesn't matter. When I pick up the phone, by God, you answer. Okay.
Sheesh.
Right, enough
see.
of that. First question of the night has already come through. Yeah, I'm fired up, man. I'm sick and tired of the Army.
Nat,
First
your
question.
dad's on here.
Oh,
Hi, Nat's dad.
okay.
You called me before.
Okay.
My dad is a retired military, so
There you go.
over 20 years in the Air Force.
Yay!
Thank you.
Yay!
That's awesome.
Other
Natalie, what's your dad's
than the Army. Yes.
Natalie, what's your dad's name?
Bill.
Bill. Thank
Yeah.
you, Bill. Appreciate your service, sir.
Yep.
Oh, thanks, Bill, for chiming in with this ragtag bunch right here. It's hard to believe that 1, 2, 3, 4 of us was able to defend, and one of them still is the great United States of America. My God. So thank you for being a part. First question I've got to ask. Somebody texted me as soon as they found out last week that you were coming on or whatever it was. Does EJ Tackett snore? There you go.
No. He's not really a snorer.
Give it a few years. It'll happen.
All right, so I got my one question in that everybody's been asking me. So go ahead. So who's next? Who's next?
Hey, Nat, this is Hollywood here. Hey, I know you got that big win. Congrats. Has the adrenaline already wore off, or are you still on cloud nine here?
You know what? It was a really weird day. So the Indiana Queens, there's 2 squads, and you can get in the first one and you can re-enter. So I bowled the first squad, and it went okay. So I thought it was close enough to like maybe try again. But I've only bowled 4 times since having Trip. Actually, before having Trip, like October. And so I had no expectations going in. So just kind of riding the wave. And I was squeaking through my wins. Like I was leaving it in the hands of my opponent. Like I was not making it easy on myself. And so my opponents had to show up in the 10th. And I got lucky enough that, there was, they didn't get enough pins to beat me. So I kind of just rode the wave to the championship match and then realized I can actually win this thing, which is a lot different from last year. Cause I feel like last season I had like the best season of my bowling career in league, and I had high expectations for Queens and didn't even make the cut. So to just go in there and just kind of whatever happens and just kind of ride it. I don't know. I don't know if there was necessarily like an adrenaline rush or high, because it wasn't something I expected to happen. So I'm kind of sitting back like, what just happened, more so than like on this really high. So.
But you bowled in college though, right?
I did. Yeah.
You were a collegiate bowler, so
a little removed though.
Right. But still, you were used to all this, right? D1 athlete like yourself. Vandy, you've been put in those kind of situations before. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah, so you can handle that. So but hey, I am proud of what you did, because that was phenomenal because of everything that's gone on in the last several months, right? I mean, having the little one, EJ's on the road. I mean, but it was something for it helped get you into your somewhat norm of what you were used to doing anyway, and that's bowling, because you bowl league and you always bowl in the nationals, right? So hats off to you for jumping in there and doing that. I think that's great. So
I had a good friend. I mean, my friend Morgan, she came over and spent the entire day. So I didn't know how the day was going to go. And so we got home at like 10:30 p.m. and she got to my house at 7:30 to watch Trip for the entire day. So, I couldn't have done it without having her around, since my parents were out of town and EJ's were tied up at the bowling alley.
Right.
So
right.
she allowed me to have the day to just kind of go out there and not have to worry. So that was really nice too.
Wow.
Yeah.
So hang on. Did you put some kind of what have you got behind you, Jason? You're trying to be like, what are you doing? Oh, okay, Jesus. Okay. I thought he had some kind of filter on the back that made it look like the sky and the sunshine, like he was the man upstairs was coming down.
He has birds on his ceiling.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. All right, let's get this straightened up. Because if we don't, let's get back to the norm, because we don't. Michelle's going to start sending me ugly text messages. Hey, stay on point. Deuce, what you got for me, buddy? I know you've got 2 or 3 questions yourself, right?
Well, I mean, we've known everybody for so long that I didn't know how did Natalie and EJ meet? I'd never heard that story.
Well, we kind of met twice. So like, as Gary mentioned, I bowled collegiately, and in the midst of that, I made Junior Team USA 2 years in a row. And one of those years happened to be the year EJ was also on the team. So we initially met at Team USA camp, but if I remember correctly, he was only there for half of the camp because he had golf, or he had something else going on where he couldn't be there the whole week. So I didn't really get to know him too well that week, just kind of acquainted. And then years later, kind of when all of this kicked off was in 2016, we were bowling to Lucy, and our group of friends met up together to have some drinks and dinner. And EJ was actually dating somebody at the time that was there, but that was pretty short-lived, as in it ended at that event.
Wow. Okay.
So shortly after, and not because of me, but
it's okay. It's okay.
No, really. Just it kind of backfired in his face, his previous relationship, and shortly thereafter, he just started calling me. So we got acquainted, and he had a bad week there. Obviously, what was going on with her, I didn't bowl very well, and so he just started calling me like once a week or whatever before I was moving to Indianapolis anyway. So it just kind of kicked off that way, where we got rekindled at the Lucy in 2016. So
Gotcha. And where were you living before you moved to Indianapolis?
I was living in the St. Louis area, actually right outside of Scott Air Force Base.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was making a move for work to work at Woodland. Actually had an interview. I drove to Indy, and I actually met up with EJ to have dinner, and took the job, and me and a friend moved to Indy to start a job at Woodland. And I was interviewed by Jim Doty. So rest in peace to Jim Doty, but he was one of the first people I met in Indianapolis when I came this way. So
Wow. And do you
That's
have the little one in the background?
yeah, he's wiggling around in his little play mat.
So this is his first show then, right?
For his online show.
Let's get a couple. I got a couple of things I want to put up here. A happy Tuesday! Congrats on your big win.
Thank you.
Let's see. I got to put this one on there. Just I don't know who this is. This is probably some of Deucey's folks, I'm sure.
Nope.
Go Army, beat Navy. So, look at there. Look at that's Papa right there, isn't it?
Pops.
Nice.
Let's see. I've got that one right there. So, how has life now? Of course, I've got the two girls. JBV there. He's got 3. Deucey, how many children? You got 3?
2.
2.
And 6 friends.
And then, of course, Michelle, the gang she's got. So how has life changed with this being your first one? I knew how it was different between Sierra and Bella, right? So how's it changed for the Tacketts?
How's it changed for me?
Yes.
EJ has been
for you.
EJ has been
Sorry.
gone for,
Let me rephrase. How has this been for Natalie Tackett? How's that?
EJ's just been gone for so much of this beginning portion of it, that like he'll see when he comes home for a week and a half and then the season's over. He'll really get the hang of how it affects him too. But
Right.
I'm a very like get up and go kind of person. Oh, he's like, yeah, it is. And so it's a lot harder to do that now when you have to consider you have to take the child with you. You have to make sure he's fed and sleepy
Right.
and his diapers changed. Like all these things have to happen before you can leave the house. So that's been kind of difficult. And just balance. Like, what are you going to do with the little bit of time you have while he's sleeping? I do all my chores really late at night. Yeah. Do I sleep? Do I shower? Do I play with my dogs?
Well, he was quite the trooper at all the tournaments that we've seen him at so far. In Illinois, he was great. At U.S. Open, he was great. I mean, he just seemed to be super happy-go-lucky.
You just keep him fed and keep him clean.
Kind of like me. Keep me fed, keep me clean. I'm good.
But you had when I was in Indy, you had you had a ton of help, right? So
I did, yeah.
that gave you an opportunity to not only work, but you were, when we would go back over there in the corner where you had, camped out, you had a chance to, stretch out, do some work, and just be off your feet while everybody just,
wanted to meet him. Yep.
Kayla wanted to carry him around the whole bowling center the entire time.
Oh, so did her daughter.
Yeah, exactly. McKenna, exactly.
See, I don't know how Kayla does not move somewhere between Wisconsin and where you guys live just to go to. And congrats, by the way, AJ today.
Yeah.
So I don't know how she's going to stand it living where she's at with all these two young ones growing up, because she always wants to be in the middle of everything, right? Mm-hmm. So, but you had as they say, a village, and you still do, especially with this past weekend, with the win that you got. So you can't do everything by yourself, all right? So you've got to always have help. Now this guy down here in the bottom, he does everything by himself. He don't need no help, I don't think.
That's not true. Everybody needs help with something.
Mhm.
Well, jump in here and ask the question. Okay. It ain't like you don't know her now. I mean, we stood there and talked to her. We got to get these two bottom ones. They don't talk, Nat. It's just me and Goose all the time.
Hey, I asked a question.
Well, I had a question come in for Natty.
And then Natty's going to ask Jason a question, and she's going to ask Hollywood a question. We're just going to flip the roles on this thing. We're going to get these guys talking. We're going to have a special guest interviewing the dog tags guy. All right.
Did you hear
Go
me,
ahead.
Gary?
Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, you're fine. I didn't know if you were having internet issues again.
No. Oh, don't get me fired up again.
Well, our best Disney buddy. So if you don't know, Disney is kind of Natty and our thing. Like we love it a lot. And we have our buddy Terry Rohr, who always chimes in with Disney questions. So this time he wants to know why Pooh Bear is your favorite.
Pooh Bear.
Well, Pooh Bear is Winnie the Pooh is the theme of Trip's nursery. And I don't even really know that it's my favorite. I just loved the theme for a baby's room. So I don't really have any like big story about why Winnie the Pooh is my favorite. I just think it's just the cutest aesthetic and cutest theme for a baby room. And now we've got my mom calling Trip Pooh Bear. And so now it's just gonna spiral into something bigger. And with the baby shower and such, Kayla counted, not Kayla Kelly, but Zach's Kayla. She counted the amount of items I received that were Winnie the Pooh, and it was over 115. So
Holy Moses.
we're gonna love Winnie the Pooh in this house for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, you had the best Halloween costume, which I know not everybody got to see it. So Natty was still pregnant at Halloween, obviously. And she had on this, was it a yellow dress with like a red tied up top? And so she dressed herself like Winnie the Pooh and had these cute little Winnie the Pooh ears. And EJ, was he Tigger?
Yeah.
Had a Tigger t-shirt on. It was so stinking adorable. It was literally the best.
That's all I could do for EJ. Like EJ's not a big like costume person, so it's like, can I get you a t-shirt? And it was literally just like Tigger's body on a t-shirt, and he wore his boots and jeans and hat and still. But he wore a t-shirt that kind of went with what I was wearing.
It was fitting. It was perfect EJ style.
I've never seen Tigger in cowboy boots and a cowboy hat. I bet that was kind of cool, wasn't it?
Pretty much what it was.
Oh,
Tigger/Woody.
He's evolving.
I said he's locked into matching outfits for the holidays, so he's just going to have to get over it.
Chad said it was Great Bowling Saturday. It was fun to cover.
Oh yeah, Chad is with Savage Bowling TV, so he was part of the streaming crew for the Indiana Queens this weekend, and they always do an awesome job. So
they do,
and
they were there.
And my buddy who says go Army beat Navy, he hopes that EJ has a good time in Phoenix. And let me get one more caught up before you ask one of these guys a question. Was Jason? He jumped off.
Yeah, he said he just sent us a message. Work called. He'll be back.
Okay, all right. Here, this is perfect. How's EJ's short game at mini golf?
Well, he'll tell you that like his putting is not that great. Like that's what holds him back, I think, from being even better. Like he's a good ball striker, but he always says that he's the good ball striker, but Ronnie's the good putter.
Right.
So if they put their games together, they would be like tour ready, I think. So I've definitely beat him in putt. We actually played in Coldwater. They host a putt tournament
at
that event, and EJ and I won one year.
Wow.
But I beat EJ by a stroke. So our team won because of me.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh,
at least that's what I'm telling everybody.
Exactly.
True. You got to get square, which
right.
Let's get Papa back on because Papa says he wanted to thank us as well. But hey, we appreciate your service too, sir. So
thank you.
Yeah, you're an honorary member of Dog Tags Bowling. Because,
absolutely.
Because you allow us to hang out with this young lady right here too. So here's a good one. He and I putted real good at Coldwater with a beer in one hand and putter in the other.
That's right. It's the only way to do it there.
That's from the national stalker Lloyd Little. He's a
that's from the thumb breaker that slaps Kyle Troop and with a big old ring and tries to break his thumb.
Hey, it didn't work well enough. Just kidding.
I wasn't going to bring that. I told Lloyd I wasn't going to bring it up. I didn't want to even, but anyway. Let's see. Here's Greg Wright. Who is Greg Wright?
He's a buddy of mine that bowls.
That's your
with us
buddy.
here.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Good for you, Natty.
Yeah,
One
he is.
split winner's better, chicken dinner. So what, take us in a day in the life of what it's like being, and I'm just going to say it, EJ Tackett's wife. EJ gets all of this attention, but everybody knows who Natalie is, right? You get a fair amount of TV time. That's why we always try to sit behind you.
That's why I started sitting off set.
Because when we go to sit and you got the Tacketts in the front row, Deuce and I are fighting over who's going to be behind Ed and Natalie. Because we're trying to get TV time. But so take us in a tournament day. A tournament day. So what's it like with EJ? How do you help him get ready for a big match?
One sec.
Okay, that's fine.
Hey, Trip makes it.
Hey, look at there. Hey.
He's
Right there.
He's already got the smile on his face. Look at
Yeah.
him.
Tongue sticking out.
Tongue
It's the
sticking
tongue.
out. Yeah.
He's got a handful of my hair.
I saw where you said he has found his tongue.
Yeah,
Right?
He has.
There you go. So real quick, a couple of questions because we know you got to get busy with him. But so what's a day like? How do you help EJ get ready
For a show day or just like a regular day?
for a show day?
Well, either way, I kind of go at his pace. I try not to get in the way because I don't want to get in the way of what his mind is thinking and trying to process as he preps for a show.
Right.
So I just I just kind of follow his lead. There's nothing too crazy about it. We make sure he gets the rest he needs and try to get a good meal the night before. And, we get to the center and myself and now Trip, we just kind of hang tight in the back. If he needs something, we'll get it. We'll run and get him food if he needs it. There's nothing too crazy about it. He just make sure his routine doesn't change whether we're there or not. That's my big thing. At least that's how I see it.
Right. So, so you're there.
Yeah.
For him with whatever he needs to get him through what he's got to get through. So,
right. Yeah.
So you're as you've always been the backup, the supporter.
Support for sure.
The person that's there. Here's a good one from Mr. Wright. Do you have any regional titles?
No, I have actually never even bowled a women's regional. I bowled a couple national events right out of college that were humbling. To put it nicely. They were humbling. But I've not bowled any regionals really. Not even on the men's side. I just bowl some state tournaments. From the St. Louis area, and there's a lot of action there on the weekends. And I used to bowl over there quite a bit. Obviously life's gotten a little crazy. It's harder to get back. And my parents live this way now, so even harder, but no regional titles here.
Vicky Moore. Do you know Vicky Moore?
Yeah.
Says congratulations to
Thanks,
Natalie. Here's one.
Yeah.
Trip is pie. And here her sweet baby. He's starting young. So you remember that's Coach Kill's wife. You remember EJ and AJ talking about Coach Kill? Larry Kill?
Yeah.
Okay, that's his wife. So all right. So I need you, Natalie, to help me out. I need you to ask these two guys a question. Ask this guy a question. And Hollywood. So ask Hollywood a question and ask Jason a question.
Well, I'll actually just ask like a general question, because I'm intrigued by the dog tag stuff. I was talking to my dad about it before the show. I thought it was cool. I think it's great you guys are giving back to military because it's where my bowling started, was on a military base.
Right.
My dad drilled balls in a pro shop in Germany before having me. And, so it's kind of bowling and the military kind of go hand in hand for our family. But I'm kind of curious, like when those of you that are active or retired, like what, how long were you in the service and what did you retire as and how did you get into bowling?
Okay, I'll start because mine's easy. Okay. 10 years Navy, right? I did six active, and I did 2 inactive reserves, and then I did 2 years of what was called it was like a call reserve. I had to stay I had to stay physically fit. I had to pass all my exams. I had to expect all the medical stuff, but you could drill if you wanted to. But the last 2 years was really like an inactive, which I didn't do anything but just go like once every 6 months. So, but on the books I actually have 10 listed, and the bulk of mine was reserves. So that's me. And of course, I still work, so I'm not really retired.
Right.
Deuce?
I spent 4 years in the U.S. Army Honor Guard as part of the old guard. To me, unknown soldier was the same unit I was in, so I did 4 years active duty there, and then I did 2 years of inactive duty with the National Guard in Illinois. So I got a total of 6 years in. I ETS'd at an E5, so that's a buck sergeant. That's why I got out of the service as.
And I got out as an E6, which is a petty officer first class. So, what about you, Holly Rock?
Yep. I got 8 years in U.S. Army, mostly in transportation, and then when I got inactive reserve, then I went back active reserve. I was during the Gulf War for heavy combat engineering unit, and until I got my finished 8 years out and ETS out as a specialist E4.
And now it brings to the big dog.
Yeah,
Hang on, listen. Hang on. Let me do this for you, okay? I mean, I love my brothers, but this Jason, JVB, you have the stage, brother. You go right ahead.
Oh, gee, thanks. So I am still active duty, 17 and a half years. I have 2.5 more before I fully retire at 20. I am currently a master sergeant, soon to be first sergeant in the next couple of months. I'll be able to take a company and be in charge of I think 140 some people in the company. So yeah, currently still active.
And notice he said for sure only 2.5 years left to go.
Yes.
Yes.
He's the highest enlisted gentleman that we've got on the show. Okay. Of course, nobody beats the colonel, right? I mean, you stayed at the colonel's house, right? So nobody beats the colonel. But this guy right here, I'll say it. Ducey always corrects me, but this guy right here jumps out of perfectly good airplanes. And Ducey says, "What? Nobody."
You don't jump. He gets pushed.
No.
Now Jason's response is, "You're either what?"
He jumps.
First or last. You jump out first, and you wait for everybody else to get pushed out, and then you jump again last.
Right. If you're in the middle, you get pushed. There's no.
Yeah, Ducey got pushed. All 5 of his jumps.
5 times.
Ducey went out of a plane 5 times, and he got pushed every time, right, Deuce?
Dang right. Dang right.
Okay, here's your good question, Natalie, and thanks for doing that because I got to get these guys motivated, right? Sure. So there you go. All right, go ahead. Do you work in the pro shops like Michelle does?
No, all of our pro shops are far. If we're around and we can get down to help out when we have special events and stuff, I might pop in there and help just like run the register. But our closest shop is an hour from me. So I do the ordering and stuff for our shops and look at numbers and that sort of thing. But other than that, it's all from home. And then as a family, like we're getting ready to take over the bowling center, our family bowling center. So yeah, it's a lot of balancing, but no, like not physically in a pro shop or anything like that.
All right. And this goes back to what we were talking about with EJ, getting him ready for the show. Does he have a meal or drink to get him fueled up before the step fighter?
Okay, well, I will say I'm reading the rest of his thing. Alani energy drinks, like if I need a pick me up, that is my go-to. Berry pop.
Right.
Berry Pop. It's discontinued, but it's the best. As for like a go-to meal or drink, I guess it depends on the time of the show, but EJ doesn't like to really eat before shows. So he might snack. He might snack Dr. Pepper. Really.
Oh yes, yes.
It's either water or Dr. Pepper. There's really no in between unless it's alcoholic.
Yeah, I know that too.
Not before a show. Not before a show.
Hey,
Go ahead, Hollywood.
Hey, some of our viewers probably want to know, and I'm kind of curious. How'd you and AJ come up with the name of Trip of that little cutie there?
Well, he is Eddie Dean, the Tack of the Third, and we had a couple friends reach out to us, and because they knew we were trying to figure out what we were going to call him, and they said, "Hey, I don't know if you knew this, but Trip is actually like an older name for a third."
Okay.
There was like Trip and Trey and such, but there's a Trey in the family, and Trip Tackett just kind of sounds country enough to be EJ's son.
Yeah.
And but there have been some really fun ones online, like Trey Tackett, 3J. These people have been really creative in what they want to call him, but we got Trip just because we had some friends recommend it and we loved it. So it's kind of.
I think it's fitting. I think
Yeah.
it fits because that's what we're
I
talking
love
about
it.
in Indy.
Right.
Let me get this guy on here real quick before Natalie has to go. This is my buddy there. Told me to retire or kick me out. And then this is a Guinness after a win. That's Dad.
That's
Well, now
true.
look at-
Win or lose.
That's what
Yeah,
he said.
there it is. We did after his loss in Anderson. It was a pretty hard one for him. He felt he was the 1 seed finally, and he felt that was one he was supposed to win, and that 8th frame really got him there, and and so he was ready for one afterwards. So I think there were 5 or 6 of us that all had one with him after we got done. So
what else you guys got? Because we didn't want to keep her too long.
I got a question.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Chris.
What's the next event you plan on bowling, Natalie?
nationals.
We can make the date.
Oh, state, yeah. We have like a women's state. Michelle is trying to coordinate a team and a time for us to go. But other than that, it would be probably nationals. I haven't looked at tournament schedules. It's hard because I have to coordinate so much when
Right.
EJ's on. If I'm going to bowl something, so that part's kind of tricky.
Yep.
So I don't know.
So
Like I said, the Queens was just to get my feet wet and just like bowling and competing. And well, now I got to bowl the 25 nationals because it's included in my win. And I'm like, shoot, I didn't think about all this.
got to put this one out there. Are you coming to Steel City in June?
I hope so. I'd love to. Yeah, Steel City's the tour finals are there. And that's
You know who else is going to be there, right?
you guys are going?
This
Yeah,
cat
Home
right
of Bowler X. My bosses are there, so I should probably go pay a visit.
here. This cat and the cat at the bottom down here with his arms crossed. It looks like he's got the Jesus cloud behind him or something. Dude, you gotta move.
Well, you don't
You
like my
can't-
kitchen light?
You can't, dude. You can't look, man.
You don't
Look,
like that?
I'm redneck. I'm redneck enough with me sitting in the dining room. Come on.
Here.
And
Let's shut
Krista
it
and
off.
Lee were talking to so last year, Bowler X took a trip to Disney. And then it was brought up in one of our meetings about taking a trip together again this year because we all work from home, about our whole Bowler X team potentially going out there. So we just have to wait and see what happens.
Now, who's Jennifer? She'll maybe
She's local. She's local to me.
okay, so is all your friends here now, are they following us on Dog Tags Bowling on Facebook? Because all you need, guys, is 19 more, and we'll be at 1,500.
Nice.
I need
close.
19. I need 19 people, Natalie.
We can do that.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Because before Michelle started this gig, we had, what do we have, guys? 200 followers.
something
Maybe.
like that.
Maybe.
And then
Not
we
even.
hire Michelle.
How do you
And-
hire someone that volunteers?
Yeah.
It sounds more professional, dudes. When you say
Okay.
I get paid with your love.
A lot of it too, honey.
if we're hiring people, we'll see. We've hired Jason Couch, we've hired Kurt. Who else have we hired?
Natalie's now hired.
Natalie's hired. Before we let you go, let's see. How was I going to put this? How is it going to be with you guys managing everything else you got and running the bowling center too? Have you got someone in place to handle all that for you, or
Nope.
how you? Okay.
I think it's supposed to be me.
Well, okay, Gary, that wasn't a hard question at all. Just come out because I'm going off what you said earlier, right? I'm a get up and go, but I got to take care of. I got to get my son, get him going. I got to take care of this. I got to do this. I got to manage EJ, and then. So I was wondering how you was all going to get all that together. So
Yeah, we officially take over in July, and whether people love it or not, we're putting strings in our center. EJ and I are huge advocates for the string, especially if you have the certified strings.
right,
So the rest of those are going in this summer for us. We lost EJ's papaw last May, and he was our mechanic. And we're a small town center, and it's it just makes sense for us, and the customer experience will be better for us. And
right.
so, it's a move we had to make. And so that's happening in July when we take over. And so we'll be really looking into what we need to get done and who needs to do what to make sure we're ready to go when we open back up in August.
Well, you got time. You got time to get it all figured out. So
Yeah.
all right. So we always end our guest. We always end our chat with the guest with a toast. Deuce always brings that up. So Deuce.
Yeah, Natalie. So in the movie Gardens of Stone that was filmed while I was in the service there at Arlington National Cemetery, there's a toast between James Caan and James Earl Jones, and the toast is, "Here's to us and those like us, darn few."
I thought it was
Thanks
down.
for joining us.
I thought it was down for you
Me.
with the Mountain Dew. I got a
Little
Mountain
ears.
Dew.
Little ears.
The young bucks on there. I can't be saying those darn words.
Look, he's still mad at you.
Now look what you did, Deuce. You called
Man,
him a
we're all
young.
having a sober night.
Exactly.
I got the Mountain Dew. I mean,
Oh, what the heck? This is whiskey.
Adequate.
I'm
Jason-
out.
Jason's
I didn't
got
have
a
anything
Sprite.
else.
Jason's got a Sprite. I got a Dew.
There's
only
more
two
than
things.
just Sprite in this can.
Oh. Hey, let me throw this out there for me though. Hey, Mountain Dew or Diet Dew for the win. I'll take it. Because
I'm a Coca-Cola girl.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, listen, thank you for coming on here.
Yes, thank you, Natalie.
Thanks, Natty.
Yeah,
We
Please-
appreciate
out.
you
Please
coming.
tell your husband that
And-
we are heartbroken that he didn't win, but we pull for him every
Yes.
single time.
Hey, I told him we can leave with this too. I told him after he lost, he took this last one a little bit better because he bowled a great game. I mean, he really did. I mean, he hit the that split. He hit it online. He just hit up on it a little. So, and he picked it and he did what he could. So I said, you know what, come home, go out to Phoenix, have fun in Phoenix, come back,
Yeah.
regroup, and then the Masters is there. You got it.
Exactly.
Well, you know what he means to us. Anytime he's on TV, we're watching if we're not there in person. Don't have to text you all the time, but you know how much we love and appreciate EJ, and we just appreciate you guys allowing us to be a part of your extended family. So, and Mom and Dad are always here to help. Okay,
Yeah.
so there you go. We got it archived. So there you go. Okay.
Thanks, Natalie.
Thank you for coming on.
Have
Yes.
a good night. We'll
You
see
have
you.
a great-
Bye.
You have a great night. Okay.
Bye-bye, Trent.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Natalie Tackett is awesome with a capital A.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Absolutely.
So, what you want to talk about?
Are you frozen
Nice-
again?
nice
What's going on?
transition.
I thought you froze up again.
He He did.
I just want to say that she's awesome, and she has handled this whole transition, becoming a new mom, and in the middle of EJ traveling and everything else going on, she is handling it like a champ. And to go out over the weekend and see her win, because Ronnie and I stayed the whole time, and she really did. I don't want to say coast through all those wins as if it's a bad thing. It wasn't like that at all, but it was. You could see when she needed to be clutch, she was clutch.
Right.
There was a time in the last match where she threw a double mid-game, and it put the nerves in the other girl to kind of fizzle apart. And the other girl bowled great all day too. Then Natalie actually came back out of the losers bracket to win.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was double elimination.
Sure.
So whenever she got to the championship match, she had to beat the undefeated girl twice to take the title.
And was
Wow.
that in Anderson?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this gentleman must be new to the show, and thank you if you are. We appreciate all the new people. Are you guys all bowlers too?
Yes. Well, most of us, except for one guy.
I have so many 300s, they don't let me bowl.
Yeah,
anymore.
That's a set.
Who has a 300?
Not me. I don't have one. Well, I got two in practice.
We'll
All
let
right,
it be.
let's start. Okay, all right. Michelle, how many you got?
I have one.
Deuce, how many?
Sanctioned 0.
Okay. JVB, how many you got?
4 sanctioned.
All right, Wood, how many you got?
8.
8.
Yes, sir.
Dang. Show up.
He cheated. He used bumpers.
Yeah.
How many 8s? Jason
You got
8?
Hollywood Sator up. He can't even defend himself. Yeah.
I got 6 8s.
Jeez.
My closest is 793, but I still hold county record for women up north.
Nice.
Now, listen, Hollywood won't admit it, but I'll put it out there. Holly and I were doubles partners back for the, what was it, year 4 last for the city tournament.
Yeah.
I was on it, man. I was on it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I like this. The fans asking us questions. That's pretty awesome.
This gentleman has a 298 twice.
Ooh. That's
Oh,
Mon- Monty's
Hey, our
in the
big
chat.
man there. Big
Yeah,
man.
look at Monty in the
Monty.
chat.
Monty's on. Etta, baby.
Monty got 12. Look at there.
Monty got his, he got one a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, and that gave him one in his 60s. So he's got in his 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Thanks, Natalie.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Thanks, Natalie. We appreciate you, honey. We love you. Thank you for coming on.
Jason, how many 8s you got?
3.
Nice.
Rachel has 7 on the Wii.
On the Wii.
He was great.
That's impressive.
That is.
Let's see. Where have my Army buddy, my newfound friend on here? He's still working on his. And then the National Stalker. He's got 2 300s.
Nice.
But this is what I wanted to show. Hollywood's back is still hurting from carrying. You mean?
No comment.
Lloyd, he didn't carry me, Lloyd. I had the handicap, Lloyd. Come on. Get it right. Get it right. I had like 200 handicap or something. I don't know. It was crazy, wasn't it? So,
Very.
yeah.
You know
So,
what's crazy
it's
is
fun.
90% of anything handicap. I hate it. Just going on the record.
90% of anything?
Yeah, our league on Monday nights is 90% of 220.
Good God, that's a lot of handicap.
You ain't a kidding. I had a bowl guy. No joke. I had I think I had a 245 the third game last night. This guy that averages 169 shot a 269, which was awesome. That's fantastic. However, then with his handicap, he had a 314.
Well, you love me, though. You love me, right? I mean, you love me, right, Michelle?
I do love you.
Okay, well, then
Depends on what's coming out of your mouth next, though. If you keep that
that's
up.
what happened to me in Hollywood. I had like, I don't know. I looked up on this middle game and shot like 196 or something. It put me like, for that game, is like almost 400 or something. So Hey, let me tell you how our new fan. This is the fan of the week right here.
Yeah.
This look at this cat. He's both a 279, right? But he's at league right now and listening live.
Aw,
Got a
thanks.
boy.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
right
curious.
here. He's gonna be
Star.
like the- he's
Is
gonna
that
be-
his real name? And if so, how do we pronounce that?
I think it's Gaber. Gaber Knapp.
Gaber or Gabor? But
Gaber.
then I want to call you
No,
Jaja.
no.
I'm gonna call him neighbor Gaber.
Vicky Morris, sandbagger. I guess that's a reference to me. I guess.
Unless it's the guy I bowled. No, seriously, the guy that I bowled like basically throws a plastic ball. It was really, really cool to see him bowl that well. It was really
Yeah.
neat. Super nice guy.
Well, hey, I got to put my man back up here again. He had his 206 at Fort Gordon Lanes.
Nice.
Okay, nobody knows where Fort Gordon is. Michelle, where's Fort Gordon?
Georgia.
Jason,
You don't know.
Jason, the only time that you're not supposed to speak, and then you speak.
You can't set her up like that. That's just mean.
It
I
is.
bet
It's
you
me?
knew where it was. I bet you knew where it was.
I don't have any clue what you're talking about.
Look, she said, "Who the heck is Fort Gordon?"
It's an army base.
I know Fort Harrison, Fort Knox.
See,
What
look
are you
at that.
guys setting me up for here?
You're fine, sweetheart. You're fine.
If she's gonna be one of us, we gotta treat her like we did.
Okay, you can tell me off the live then if it's that bad.
No, this is nothing bad.
That was nothing. I was just trying to be. I'm just trying to be mean to you. That's.
You're a butthead.
I'm just trying to be. Scott is saying that he wished his league was 90% of 220.
No, you don't, man. 'Cause
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Unless you're one of the ones that benefit from the handicap.
Right.
All right, Lucy, this is for you. It's like Jaja Gabor.
See, I was right.
There you go.
You were calling him Gabor.
Gaber.
You said you're close.
Hey, with the last name Ducey, think about all the stuff I could be called. It's all good.
We're not even going to talk about my maiden name. It was horrible.
Oh, here. He's helping you out, Michelle. It's in Augusta, Georgia. There you go.
Poor Gordon.
Scott says his is 90% of 230.
Ooh.
See, our league tried to do that just because Ronnie bowls, but then he's like, do you guys understand? Well, actually, I said it to him. Do you understand that at some point you're going to keep raising this up and you're going to end up giving Ronnie handicap?
Mhm.
He's some weeks his average fluctuates. He can go 220, 225. You do that, he's going to end up with some handicap. It's just the math isn't mathing, and they don't think about it.
So, Deuce, y'all's league is 90% of 220?
It is. I thought it was 80 for some reason, but Monty's probably right. He's the Rain Man. He knows all of it. So, yeah, 90% of 220.
Papa says it doesn't exist anymore. They changed the name. What's the name, Jason? If it's not Fort Gordon, what is it now?
I don't know what Fort Gordon changed to.
Okay.
Yeah,
Michelle, just so you're in the loop, the military had to change a lot of their base names. So a lot of them is
In the recent, last 3 to 4 years situation, or just
what was it, Jason? Last year?
Last year.
Yeah. So they changed some to make it more politically
there were
correct.
a lot of bases named after Civil War generals, both on the north and the south side.
Yeah.
So
they changed.
They changed it to Fort Eisenhower.
Oh, did they really?
Really?
Huh.
Wow.
interesting.
Yep, absolutely.
Scott Reeves says they do the Peterson points. Lloyd's both is 90% of 220.
Sounds like a common number.
Yeah. I think that's about what it is anyway, isn't it?
I think it is lately in the last recent years, but it's crazy. It's just crazy to me.
I got to throw Papa on there one more time. Listen, I enjoyed meeting this. I sat with Natalie's dad out at the camper in Jonesboro, I don't know, about 2 years ago. He and I had some great chats together, but I like what I like what he's putting out there.
I love Maddie's dad. He's awesome.
Absolutely, Bill. Absolutely.
Exactly, Bill. You are an honorary member of Dog Tags
You-
Bowling, buddy.
You need to get him on the show next week.
Yeah, yeah. Can you get him on? No, we got somebody next week, right?
Yeah, Joel's on next week.
Joel's
Well,
on.
He is excited.
Oh, I know. I talked to him today. Chatted him.
I chimed in on his live today too.
Oh
I
my
guess-
goodness.
I guess that was the big announcement for next week that he's coming on already.
Yeah, so we'll go there. So Joel, I think it's pronounced Essen. Is that how we say his last name? But he is one of the shop managers for Tim Mack's Victory Lanes here locally. He's out of the Woodland Bowling Center.
Right.
And he's got super ambitious guy, great personality. Beyond working at Tim Mack's place, he came from New Jersey, and now he's on TikTok and does his TikTok lives, and he's really grown the bowling community. He's very educational, keeps people in the loop, answers questions. He's just really, really a cool guy, and him and Ronnie have befriended each other. And I'm really excited to have him on next week. I think he's going to have a lot of good things to say.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And that's all he's been talking about. Every time I chime in on there, he's like, "Hey, go follow Dog Tags," and
Yep.
you know, be a part. That's going to be a great. That's going to be a great show. So, but yeah, what can we do about getting Bill on here?
All I got to do is make a phone call.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, it'd be
There you
nice to hear. Like to hear his stories, being the 20 years in the Air Force.
Yes.
Bill, do you still bowl? Or have you gone back since you moved up north?
Hey, here you go. Let me know when.
All right, buddy.
Awesome. Absolutely. Love to have you.
I'll get a hold of Natty and get in touch with you, buddy.
There you go. Yeah, we'll get him on there. So I think that's 182 this year.
This year, he says, his average.
There
Nice.
you go.
Nice.
Nice.
So where I thought they had moved close to yeah, here it is. Yeah, I thought they had moved up close. Oh, with
Yeah.
Zach on Mondays.
Yeah, they're just minutes away from Nat and EJ.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So they're right in the area with them and everything. Because I knew they'd moved from Missouri, right? So all right, so I love this guy. I'm the handicap on the team. See Hollywood? See Hollywood? Read that. I'm the
You got to
handicap
have
on the team.
some.
You gotta have a handicap. Come on, Hollywood.
Sign
Y'all
him up.
can't be scratch bowlers.
That needs to be the question. Somebody needs to put out which one of you guys are handicap and scratch, and who's the handicap and who's the scratch bowler. So
I'm scratched.
I'm scratch.
I ain't scratch.
I am scratch. Well, it depends on which league. So I'm bowling on a Wednesday night league at Hooper on post. Golly, these leagues are horrible. I think I average like 190.
Oh, jeez.
Really?
I think I'm getting 13 pins handicap.
wow.
But then I bowl on at Pinnacle, and I think I'm like 218. No handicap.
Wow.
Well, come on, dude.
Speaking of Tigger,
Move. Sorry, cat got in the way.
He's a scratch bowler too.
So before we get out of here, we got a couple more minutes. Of course, do we have our new code for H5G?
We do not. I'm still waiting to hear back from our designer.
Okay. All right.
And she was tied up with the All-Star stuff.
Okay. All right.
yeah,
As
but
soon as-
everybody look what they got down. Scroll on the bottom. If you go to Bowler X, it's Dog Tag, and Island Bowling Buddies is DTB for some discounts. So go order
Yeah.
some stuff.
Yeah.
some
Get
stuff.
up. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
we've got the website we're working on. It's due to come out March 15th, I think.
Yep. We're getting
Our date?
closer. We're getting closer, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, we are working on it. I had one more that I was wanting to put on here before we go. Michael Wells. Anyone know Michael?
Hey, Mike.
Nope, but hello.
Yep.
hello.
Thanks for joining, Michael.
He's a scratch bowler, averages 211, 212, and 228.
Nice.
Nice.
Pulled his
Nice.
first 300 this year.
Absolutely.
Look
Boom.
at there.
Nice.
And then Andrews, 190 average. The whole team is handicapped. Still losing. Have fun and follow up with beers. My God. I mean, what
That is the name of the game. Have fun.
for league bowling, that's what you got to have, Andrew. You know, so that's what you got to have. So, right.
I'm pretty sure I bowled in that center he's talking about in Kalamazoo, Michigan, for high school back in 2001. I bowled in that center that he's bowling in now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Michael Wells is he knows Zach Tackett.
That makes a few of us.
So that's as high as 749.
That's solid number. I shot a 794 last year, missing a 10 pin. Could have been 30 clean for 810, 806 or something, but yeah.
Shout out to Kingsport, Tennessee, near Bristol.
Ooh,
There you go.
We're reaching all over the place.
exactly.
You start asking where everybody's from. Chime in where they're from whenever they come
Exactly.
on.
Absolutely.
And I don't know what happened to Patrick, but he just said ouch. So I hope you're okay, Patrick. Did I miss something? Did I miss something? I got him saying congratulations, and then I got him saying ouch.
I
hope
think he
you're
was
okay.
saying about my 794, missing a 10 pin.
And your newfound friend there, he's trying to get out of being a handicap bowler.
Absolutely.
Michael is from Davenport, Iowa.
Been there.
Nice.
Yeah.
We've been there, haven't we, Deuce?
We've been there.
Hollywood, we've been there, haven't we?
Yeah.
Been there.
Right?
So
11
hey,
youth,
is
11 youth and how many adults? 21?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been there.
so Andrew on here said he has Scott Brunner's Pro Shop. Is that Morgan Brunner's dad's pro shop? Ronnie just said yes. So
Somebody in the
his
background,
daughter. So his daughter is our son Caden, his girlfriend's best friend.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, there you go.
Small world.
Yes, it is. The bowling community is a small world.
Patrick was $299, $799 when he was 17, and Scott is from Gulf Breeze, Florida.
Awesome.
And you are correct. Yes.
Nice.
Here you go. Michael wants to know, who is your husband?
Ron Russell.
I think that was a joke.
I'm pretty sure.
I love Morgan. She's a
And
sweetheart.
Morgan, yeah, I love her because
Hey, it may not be a joke because if they're newer to the PBA tour,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
it just does say PBA wife on there. She doesn't have your name. So yeah.
Oh, well, hey, look, he's a class act.
aw, thank you.
There you go.
They said you're a class act, babe. He said I call bullshit.
The golf. She should have said that she was married to the golfer Ronnie. Scott's having fun with this, and so is Michael. Met him in Iowa.
Nice.
So there you go.
Well, thanks for climbing in, guys. That's awesome. We love it. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ronnie's the comedian when he messes with my son. You tell him I said he's full of it.
Your son isn't the one he made sign his own hat and took it, is it? So you guys don't know this story.
Michael
Couple
says,
weeks back, Ronnie did a pro-am and this kid was betting with him.
right.
I don't know the context of the bet, but the wager ended up being that he had to sign his own hat and give it to Ronnie if Ronnie beat him. Ronnie beat him. So he took his hat and brought it home.
That's funny.
That's funny.
He did end up taking it back to him, but it was funny.
Wow. Well, guys, I'm excited that we finally got everything hooked up where it was needing to be.
Yeah, it worked well. I had it shared on Facebook.
Yes.
It was
Yes.
working, looked like it was working everywhere else, I think.
It's not working on Instagram because that's the next package deal. They always
Oh, gotcha. But it was
Yeah,
working on
always put
Twitter,
something in
X.
front. So we went from 1 to 3, but if you want to do that, you know how it is. You know, it's like
Right.
every other dealer, you know.
But
But
truly, if
got
we
this-
have Facebook, do we need Instagram? I mean, because usually
No.
you have both. So
No, and I think for the most part, everyone's doing the Facebook. Of course, the YouTube is the big one, and then of course, you know, the Twitter X. I don't know how that's going. Let me get these
okay,
guys
Patrick,
called
I
up.
got it.
Yeah. So he was stationed in Des Moines, and then
Yeah, I know who that is now.
you know who that is now? Okay.
Mhm.
And Michael, he's friends with AJ. God bless you if you're friends with
Yeah.
AJ.
It's I don't know if I'd be bragging on that.
We're just playing. We love AJ.
We love him too. Yeah, absolutely. We're completely playing.
So we'll end our show tonight with a big thank you to Natalie Tackett for
Yes.
coming on, and certainly appreciate her spending time with us, her and the young man who is I'm pretty sure it's going to be either A golfer, or B, or bowler. But definitely know he's going to be C, and it's going to be a country boy, right? So
Definitely.
we're glad that she got to come on, and thank to Gabor Knapp for
Yeah.
popping on here. I had to
Absolutely.
stop and think and get Jaja in there first. Andrew, Michael, who am I
Patrick.
missing here?
Absolutely.
Patrick, yes. Of course, Pops chiming in.
Lloyd,
Yeah.
absolutely super fan. Lloyd and Lori, thanks so much.
Yes. And
We'll have to talk to Lloyd later. A whole different conversation about breaking Kyle Troop's hand.
let me throw this on there because he did chime in that he did not break his finger. Just so he wanted everyone to know, and
It
I
did
missed
not.
that. Yeah,
It was
I missed,
bruised.
I missed that a while ago, but yeah, he chimed on and said, just for the record, I did not break his finger. Oh, here it is. Sorry. For the record, I did not break Kyle's thumb. But that'll be another conversation for another day, right? So,
Yeah.
let's see. Thanks for Natalie Tackett for coming in and sharing. Have a blessed rest of the night, guys. Huge Tackett fan. And clap hand, but softly. Anybody want to help me out with that?
Slap hands.
I
Don't
think
break
he's
somebody's
giving
thumb.
advice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Slap the hand, but do it softly.
I'm all over the place because this had me all messed up. So, all right. So listen, you guys don't get gone. We'll talk just for a few minutes, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do on a couple of different things. But
Yeah, I want
Thank
to
you.
thank the guys that came on and did all the comments. Tell your friends to join. And,
yes,
and
yes,
share
we need
this,
about
please.
19 more to get us at 1,500. And
Yep.
tune in next week for
Yeah,
Joel.
next week's gonna be good.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
if you
it's-
don't know Joel, you want to join for Joel because he's seriously the coolest.
Right.
He's
But the
not
thing
fun.
about Joel is he's going to stream his TikTok live while he's doing his interview with us. So that's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. So thank you guys for everybody coming on, and everybody have a great week. But before we go, as we always do, may God watch over our brothers and sisters, both home and away, keep them safe, and bring them back to their families. Because we got a lot of brothers and sisters trying to take care of a lot of things, and
For sure.
we definitely got one that's with us that we don't know where he's going to be half the time. So we're always blessed when he's able to be with us. So, but the man upstairs watch over all of us. Okay. Until next week. Yes, sir. Patrick, God bless you guys. Take care, and we'll see everybody next Tuesday night. And follow, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Okay.
Please.
One more before we go. Anybody know Dana?
Diana.
Diana.
Nope. Thanks, Diana.
Not offhand,
Thanks,
but thank you.
But it looks like she is standing with someone who is in the military. So whether that's son, grandson, nephew, whatever, hey, appreciate your service. And thank you for chiming in. Oh,
Yes.
she's new. She's a new one. So
Thank you.
So so tune in next week. Oh, and it's her son. So So we wish nothing but blessings over your son. So,
Absolutely.
but chime in with us next week and let us, and everybody that chimes in, let us know where you're from so we can kind of keep up with everything. So,
Absolutely.
all right, you guys have a great
Next
night.
Tuesday.
Well, hang on. I got to put this one, the last one, I promise. He is deployed in Korea. So thank you for your service. And we will, and she is from Austin, Texas.
And we will see her next week, 7:00.
Yes, 7:00 next week. Remind us that you have already chimed in. We would like to know. Okay. All right. Everybody have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
See y'all.
See ya.
Bye.